Natalie LaRosa is a teacher at Smythe Elementary in San Ysidro. She's currently juggling raising 2 children while being a full-time teacher and the president of the San Ysidro School District's Teachers Union.
It's very stressful.
Distance learning has been a struggle for LaRosa. She said she's always struggled with technology, and she said she spends nearly as much time preparing lessons as she does teaching. Although her life would be much easier if she and her kids could go back to the classroom, she says it's not worth the safety risk of going back to school while COVID-19 case numbers are still high in San Ysidro.
Some of my students' parents have told me they've had it. I know a lot of people tell me that somebody close to them died from it, even people in their 40s that were healthy, people that in their 60s. So people are starting to know more people. And once you know somebody that passed away from it, then it's more real to you.
As of Thursday, the zip code where she teaches has had over 4,800 cases of COVID. That's more than 10 times the number of cases in parts of coastal North County. Other zip codes in South County also have had thousands of cases. But while a return to school would be more dangerous for families in these zip codes compared to elsewhere in the county, their children are the most likely to need in-person instruction. They're more likely to be English learners and come from low-income families. Districts in southern parts of the county also serve a disproportionate number of students experiencing homelessness.
I think everyone recognizes that there are certain zip codes where people reside where the disease is far more prevalent.
Howard Terrace is a professor of pediatrics at UC San Diego and the consulting pediatrician for San Diego Unified School District. San Diego Unified, with more than 125,000 students, is the county's largest district and spans zip codes with both some of the highest and lowest case numbers. But Terrace said the disparities in case numbers by zip code might not show the full picture.
Many of the people that live in those zip codes may go to schools outside of those zip codes. So the importance of the zip code begins to become a little bit more muddled when it comes to how schools need to respond.
But the public health disparities colliding with pre-existing academic disparities shows an ongoing crisis, says Angelica Honko. She's an attorney focusing on educational equity at the civil rights law firm Public Advocates.
Long before this pandemic, we already knew that the zip code you lived in dictated often the quality of the education that you received. So while every child was guaranteed a right to attend a public school, the quality of the education that every kid was getting wasn't the same, even before COVID-19 arrived.
Consider Scripps Elementary in the northern part of the city. It's in a zip code with among the lowest COVID case numbers in the county, and just 15% of its students qualify for free or reduced price meals. Compare that to Porter Elementary in southeast San Diego, which is in a zip code with among the highest infection rates, and 95% of its students are eligible for free or reduced price meals. Terrace says there is a possible scenario where Porter has to shut down due to high case numbers while Scripps stays open.
I think those conversations do come up, and it is a big worry for everybody. Schools will hopefully not be the place where the disease is going to be transmitted, or it'll be hopefully a rare event where it's transmitted.
Chula Vista Elementary is another district with learning disparities and a disproportionately high number of COVID cases. Educators there tried over the summer to mitigate the disparities by offering a 2-week virtual summer school session to vulnerable student groups. Matthew Tessier is an assistant superintendent in the district.
We were able to engage the community and actually have cohorts of children working with teachers in a virtual setting to help mitigate that loss and accelerate the learning, actually.
Experts like Honko say that the state needs to better support districts like those in the southern parts of San Diego County to battle both the public health and educational inequities. Closing the digital divide by providing devices and Wi-Fi to all students is just one example.
A crisis doesn't have to be our fate. What I do want to say is that this pandemic gives us an opportunity to actually upgrade our educational system to meet 21st century needs.
Joe Hong, KPBS News.